What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're back today. You already saw the thumbnail, guys. I couldn't help myself. I'm not sure what I just did. I'm not even sure if I made a good decision or not. But before we get... we got Michael from Santa's Workshop in the house. All right, he's with us today. In fact, just so you guys know, like, it's Monday. We've been doing this since 8:30 this morning.
Yep.
What is it, 8:30 at night now?
Is it that late?
I think it is about 8:30.
Oh, wow.
It's 8:05.
He's put up with me for 12 hours.
And vice versa. 12 hours we've been out just getting it, man. And I found this on Facebook Marketplace. This is the first car, and I can't tell you how long I did not buy from Copart.
Oh, wow.
Or insurance. I just generally don't buy from individuals. I like to take my chances and roll the dice at the auction. But I found this. It's a 74. I've had some people say that this front end is a 73, and that may very well be possible. You know, it's very old, so things may have been changed out at some point.
Right.
But the title and the VIN number come back to a 74 Chevy El Camino. This one is one that we are kind of just scratching our heads on because we can't figure out what engine's in it.
Right.
It's a small block Chevy.
It's a small block Chevy.
But
heads have no marking, so
yeah.
I have no idea what kind of heads it's got.
Yeah.
Balancer is...
Doesn't have one.
Unlike one I've ever seen.
Yeah. There's no balancer. I didn't see a balancer on it.
No.
Did you?
Well, there's something back there behind that pulley, but I can't
Couldn't
tell
see what it was.
Yeah.
We have to get it on the lift to really see. This is the worst side of it. And it does have a little bit of cancer. And, you know, as usual, it looked better in the pictures
oh, yeah.
than it did at first. It actually looked a lot better in the pictures than it did in person. I think those pictures were taken years ago before it had been parked, because this was all shiny.
That's true. That's true.
This looks like it's been sitting.
But it's been sitting under an Oklahoma tree. I mean, there's the Oklahoma bird.
Yeah, one or two of them. The paint on this side flew off. The fact the car is so fast is my theory.
Well, yeah.
It's just so fast that they got up to speed and the paint peeled right off of it.
Here's one nice thing. That's a nice gap.
That is a nice gap.
And it lays perfectly flat.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed. All right, I'm a little disappointed, but I got it for a good price.
Yes.
I got it for $2,500, and there were no fees.
Exactly.
No auction fees. It was $2,500, and that's what I paid for it. And it runs, and it drove onto the trailer. Other than that, we don't know anything about it. It was sitting on flats. You can see where it's been. She's been sitting a long time. And the guy's had it for a few years, and he just didn't do anything with it, so he decided to sell it. It's been wrenched on by I think
many.
A lot of people. It's rough. But I will say this, as kind of down as I am about it, the fact is, it was, 3 hours from the time we left the city to get down to buyers, to get down to here was about 3 hours total. Right. And we got an hour and a half back to the buyer's house. I didn't come all this way to go back empty-handed. And for better or worse, that's just the way I am. Like, if I'm coming for something, 99% I'm going to go back with it. So I was kind of feeling bummed out about it a little bit. And he's like, no. He swears that it's not that bad.
No,
it's not.
Truly the only really cancer you got is the back wheel wells.
Yeah, which is normal.
Front fenders look great. Doors look great.
Yeah.
I mean, hinges are dropped as
normal.
These always do.
Yeah, she just won't close.
But as I said, I got a trick for that for you.
Yeah, there's not so much rust there. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not bad. And back here, surprisingly, there's nothing coming through.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit here.
This patch, just patch it. I mean, under here,
the lip and everything is still good.
It feels good.
Yeah, it looks good too. It's blue too. It's not red. It's actually blue under there.
Well, it's a very patriotic car. You got red, white, and blue.
A sniff test. Actually, doesn't smell too bad. The other side is a little worse. The paint's better on the other side, but on the other side, well, it's actually got some pretty decent looking exhaust. Dang sure ain't loud enough though.
No.
I'll tell you that. That's one of the, before anything even gets fixed, we got to make it louder.
The blue Camino is right dead on.
The back bumper, I think the back bumper's done. I'll have to find another one. It's been mashed in there, it's mashed in there, and I don't know what happened here. It looks like someone just took a hammer and...
I'm wondering if when this got bent in, this come up and was hitting the tailgate.
Yeah.
So they hammered it down to keep it from... Yeah, because look right here.
Up too.
Look your line right there. That's from the bumper.
Yeah, there's a little damage to the tailgate. And I know a lot of people's gonna be like, Randy, we got to do a full restoration, man. And I'm gonna be like, no, because we don't do that over here. This is not a restoration channel. This is let's do what we can on a budget and make the thing look good and get it back on the road again, and then, you know, sell it or whatever. But it is kind of rough over here. In fact, you can see it bubbling up right here. It's fine the rest of the way back, but right here it starts bubbling, and then you can really see the cancer coming through. And down here in this corner as well, that's pretty rough too.
That's the worst spot right there.
That is. But considering it's a 74, I mean, honestly, most of these cars are already rusted out and gone.
Yeah.
Very few of them are still like, this is nice. This is nice. I'm trying to see it your way and convince myself of this. I'm working real hard at it, man. It's got some nice wheels. I don't know for sure, but those to me look kind of like center lines. I'm not 100% sure on the brand. The tires, I'm sure, are junk. But, you know, the front clip looks good. The front bumper actually looks really good.
I would definitely, if you get tires for it, get about half that sidewall.
Yeah, that's a lot of tire there, and it just doesn't.
I almost wonder if it would float if you got it on water.
Put some helium in it, I bet it will. It might just float all the way up. And I noticed this, I don't know if the hood is bent or if that's just the hinge.
It's the hinge.
Okay, good.
General Motor hinges are notorious. Now that side over there, that hinge did hang, and you got a little bend in the hood, which 2x4 block up here and a little bit of pressure
will straighten it out.
Takes it right out.
What else? Well, we got a cracked windshield. And that's something I did not see in the pictures. The windshield is, you know, it's pretty well trashed on it. We'll take a look at the interior real quick. And, yeah, I might actually need y'all's help figuring out what the hell engine is this thing, because I have no idea. This door panel, unfortunately, is, that's toast. Yeah. Now, the other one looks a lot better, but it's not great either. This car is so much bigger than the El Caminos from the 80s. Oh, look, what is this? It's the rim. It's a progressive wheels.
Progressives are good.
Not sure what that is. Some kind of utensil for building houses, I think. You know, for drawing circles. I don't know what it is. You got a little tiny hole here, but you know what? I thought that this was a rust hole. But if you look at it, something went through that.
Right. So that makes it an easier fix.
Yeah. Now there is some cracking, and I think if we see Bondo through here,
we see Bondo right here. This cracking right here, I believe in 74 they still use lead on the seam, and that lead has a tendency to crack.
Okay.
So I mean, just take it down to the metal, prime it, you should be good.
All right. And on the interior, I mean, other than this crack in the dashboard right here. And I bet I could just find a nice cap or an overlay for this. That's pretty decent. The glove box door is on the floor, but it has it. It's got a lot of fuel gauges. We've got one here that, yeah, that's done. And then it's got another fuel gauge here. Vice grips, I believe, is what opens the hood.
Yep. Hey.
The lights, after we got there, he told us the lights don't work.
That could just be a fuse.
Yeah, it could just be a fuse. The transmission was feeling a little iffy.
Yeah, I smelled the fluid. It smelled fine. It did not smell burned at all.
Okay. All right. Well, then maybe it's in the headliner is toast as well. Yeah. I mean, I almost hate being in here making this video, because for me, I'm just getting depressed. We'll see if we can pop this hood for you guys real quick. And then we got to get back there. I let the guy keep his battery because he needed it, and I was like, I think I've got an extra one at the house anyway, so no big deal. But here's the engine. I know
that's definitely old gas.
Yeah, I mean, look in the fuel filter. It's Earlier it was kind of a reddish orange.
Yeah, still looks a little amberish.
The brakes do work, so that's good. These almost look like newer brake lines. Maybe not. It's got long tube headers, so that's nice. These Edelbrock valve covers are also very nice. Those aren't cheap.
No.
Carburetor is a cheap, Edelbrock, just a regular electric choke Edelbrock. 4-barrel though, so that's nice. The intake, I don't know what kind of intake it's got on it. Edelbrock, yeah, it's an Edelbrock. Edelbrock intake. And the clutch is good on the fan at least. And it does run, but it runs extremely rich. Like real bad, to the point that it's almost not running. It runs so rich. And like I said, the transmission was not pulling all that strong, but it may just be low on fluid. Either way, this is going to be, hey, look like you've done this before.
A few times.
I tell people, these big old hoods, you got to walk them down, man. Like, underneath, I didn't see anything really leaking out from under it, even though I'm sure you guys can't see. Well, there's a little something, but you could see the grass that's grown up under the control arms there. It's just dangling. Like, it was sitting on flats for quite a while. I don't know. All I can tell you guys, we got to get her to the house right now. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to start it up and get it into the garage where we have some light, maybe get it on the lift it up in the air and take a better look underneath it. I would like to know what engine's in it, because normally on a small block Chevy, on the passenger side head, there's like a lip on the block just under the head, and it's got the codes for the engine.
Right.
This doesn't have one. And that's not the head, that's the block.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. The guy said he thought maybe it was a 327.
Right.
But I mean, it could be any number of small block GMs under there.
Here's another good positive for you, Randy. This is all pristine.
Yeah. Needs some paint, but other than throwing a coat of black paint on it, yeah, this is good. This is good. The trim, the headlight bezels are good. There's a lot of good about it, but I'm the type of guy that I focus more on the negatives. I look at it, I'm like, wow, the paint come off of it, the windshield's busted, the interior's tore up, it's got rust in the rear quarters. Oh, you know what else is good about it?
What's that?
The tailgate works.
Yes.
The tailgate works. And really, those are some nice looking rims. I'll debate whether I keep them or change them out for like some Kragers or something.
I guarantee you, polish those up, you'll love them.
Okay. But look at that, like the tail. Oh, and it did come with all of this free stuff. This was all free of charge. What is that?
It's round and metal.
We're gonna just hope it doesn't go to this car. Yeah, so, free. The tailgate does work, man. She's a little rough. But I think we'll get into it a little bit, and maybe I'll be happy with it. I don't know. Let's get to the house and take a peek underneath it, I guess. So as you can see, we got her on the lift, so I know you're all sitting here going, well, it must run and drive then. If you got it on the lift, it has to run and drive. Well, we'll come back to that question here in just a minute. This car has got me just confused. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it. For me, it's the next day. I didn't get home till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Santa's workshop was here all night with me. It took all night to get this off of the trailer and just get it in here. So we're going to take a quick look at what it's got. What has it got? I was hoping to take this for a drive in this video, but this one, that may not be possible. As far as the engine goes, I'm gonna bet it's probably just a small block 350. I don't think there's anything special about it, other than there is something very unique about it. The cylinder heads don't have bolt holes for accessories. Like if you come over here to this one, which is an all original 1978 or 79, you can see obviously the cylinder head has bolt holes because it has accessories hooked up to it. I can't take you over here, but this one is what looks to be a recently rebuilt small block Chevy 350. It too has bolt holes in the heads, but this one does not. And also, there are number stamps on the underneath the cylinder heads on this side of both of these cars, so you can identify what engine it is. On this car, that lip that has those numbers on it, this one doesn't have one. So I'm going to guess this must be a really old 350. I don't know enough about the different small block Chevy engines to say if it could be something else. The gentleman that sold it to me said that he believes it's a 327. I just don't know. I just don't know. So what's it got? I guess the answer to that is I don't have a clue. It's got headers. It's got long tube headers. It's got ground straps disconnected. It's got some weird goings on the flanges here. It's got a tiny drip of oil coming off of it, but it hasn't left. Yes, it did. It left a drip right there, but that's after sitting for 24 hours. So almost 24 hours. This, I'm assuming, is a TH350. I believe this is a 13 bolt pan. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is a 13 bolt pan. It does have a vacuum modulator on it right here. You can't really see it, but there's the vacuum modulator that runs up a metal line up to the, I'd assume it goes to the carburetor, the intake manifold, or a T or something up there. And I'm very concerned that this transmission is bad. The engine, I don't know. We've got the e-brake. This feels, I don't know. The e-brake is sitting on the exhaust. That's probably not the best idea anybody's ever had, but okay. Let's turn around and take a look at the rest of it. I had to get you guys a little bit of light. We're gonna walk down this. What I think is crazy is how quiet the car is when you can get it running, and it's a difficult job to get it running, but it's so quiet. I wondered why, and then I looked at these mufflers, and these look like, these are real mufflers. These aren't, okay, let me rephrase that. These are your average quiet mufflers. These are not like your Flowmaster 40s or Super 10s or anything like that. These are literally quiet mufflers. So it's got long tube headers, and you fire it up, and it's just quiet. Looks like the pinion seal is leaking a little bit here. Not horribly, but definitely leaking a little bit. It looks like, from the looks of things around here, it's probably been leaking for a little while. The gas tank, I'm going to say the gas tank is done. Yeah, the gas tank is done. It is seeping just a little. This is not gas. It's got gas in. It's not pouring out, but it is seeping out of the bottom here. It's also starting to drip right here. There's another one here. These are going to be pinholes from rotten fuel that has just been eating the inside of the gas tank apart. Another thing I noticed is when I looked up here, hold on, let me get you, I've got a light on here. Check this out, guys. How about that? I can get you into tight places and still have some light. Up here is the fuel line. This is a metal line that runs to the carb, or to the fuel pump area, I should say. The clamp to the fuel line is, it's there. There's a new line on it, but there is absolutely no clamp on the fuel hose. And I'm pretty sure there's no clamp on the underside of it here either going back. So that's dangerous. Then we have this bolt right here. It's not installed. You can see I can move the gas tank around. That's not installed. So that's fun. We're finding out all kinds of really interesting things just taking a quick stroll under the car. But aside from all of the bad that I'm seeing right now, it does have some positives. You've got to think this is a 1974. I verified it. It is a 74, so it has to have a 73 front clip. But as you see me walking down the length of the car here underneath, I think you'll notice, and I think you can agree, that she's clean. She's very clean. I mean, even The motor and trans, and who knows if these are original or not. I don't have a clue. It doesn't pour oil out. The transmission, I suspect, is probably bad, but there's no rust. There's no rust. The floor pans, everything's good. The frame rails, look at the frame rail here, guys. The frame rails look wonderful. We do have a few issues, and you know what? It actually looks like somebody replaced, these are the brake lines here. It looks like somebody put or made new brake lines. That goes to the distribution block here, and then it goes down where they've got a rubber hose insulating it to protect it from all the moving parts here. So somebody has put brand new metal brake lines on. I don't know if they replaced the rubber hoses yet. That is yet to be seen, but the underside actually looks pretty good, guys. Oh, we're leaking fuel here. Hold on. We're leaking fuel out of here. And guess what? The clamp for the fuel line, that's a brand new fuel pump. The clamp for, ooh, it just dripped all over. The clamp for the fuel line is not on the fuel line. The clamp is just loose sitting up there. So there's, oh, and here's another. This is the line going to the carburetor. There is no clamp on that either. None of the fuel lines have clamps on them. None of them. Okay. Great. The next pretty big issue that I'm having is with this wheel on the passenger side. It's locked up. It'll come loose, and I've broken it loose backwards and forwards trying to get the car to move. It breaks loose and then it locks up. Breaks loose and locks up. So we're going to have to tear into this side and try to figure out what the hell's going on with this as well. Let's lower the car down. Let's see if we can get it running for you guys. But first, why don't we run over here and see if these two bad boys are going to start. I just popped the hood on this and put a battery in it when I got here. I stole the battery out of this one for that one yesterday. Ugh, come on. So this one is obviously still running on that gas that was in it last time. Oh, there's no lights. Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. That's smoke. Ooh, ooh. Oh, she was not happy. I don't know what that rattling noise was. What was that rattling noise when I was cranking it? Oh boy, this one was not happy. Oh, you can smell that rotten fuel. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Whoa. Oh, wow. Is she gonna stay running? Whoa. Hey, she didn't. Hey, Roxy. Hi, sugar. Where'd you come from, you beautiful dog? Oh, you don't want me? That's okay. You don't want to be on camera today? I don't think it's her feet, guys. I think it may be her hips. I think it may be your hips. Do you have hip dysplasia? You poor baby. You poor baby. I hope you're all right. We love you so much. We love you so much. You can see her breath because it's cold out here. Okay, this one is running. I'm not sure what was going on with that. When we first cranked, it sounded like metal clunking around. But she sounds like she's feeling a little better. But I'm telling you, the exhaust fumes from this thing, it smells like varnish blowing straight out of the exhaust, and that's with putting 10 or so gallons of fresh fuel in it. Now, in the near future, I do have plans of taking these wheels and tires off and putting them onto this one so that we can go do a burnout in this car and go take this car around with no windshield, no side windows, etc. Let's come over here to this one and let's see if this one would start. It should. I really don't have any doubt that this one's going to fire up for us. Oh. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. That's 2. Are you guys ready to see if the third one will start? Boy, this one right here just smells so bad. I ought to pull that out of the. I ought to pull both of these out of the shop. Place your bets now. Comment right now if you think this thing's gonna fire up or not. But I'm gonna tell you my bet right now. I'm gonna bet it's not gonna run. I'm willing to put money on it that it's not gonna run. Man, this seat though is actually very comfortable. Oh wow. It fired right up. And then it died. Okay, it idles so high. It idles so high, guys. It's ridiculous. Let's try it again. Come on. Okay, it's not running too high. I wonder if we have lights. We have one. That's good. That's a good sign. The last time this car was on the road was in 2017. So that's 4 years ago. That's not bad at all, but listen to how quiet it is. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shut some of these off so that we can hear this one in all of her glory. Just reach through the windshield here. There we go, that one's off. Can't hear nothing over those loud pipes, man. You're too damn loud. There we go. Now what you're hearing is this one. We have a side marker light. We got one light here that's kind of flickering. Another side marker. It's actually not running too bad. This is unusual because yesterday this thing was a bear. This thing was a bear. We got a brake light on. The vice grips here. This is that's how you pop the hood like that. Oh, there are ants. We got ants' nests. They got ants everywhere. Wires everywhere. Multiple fuel gauges. You got a fuel gauge here. You got a fuel gauge here. Headliner is falling down. Got some old school speakers back here. These are probably like 1925 speakers right there. Yeah. I don't know, guys. She's not awful, but she's damn sure not great. Oh wow, look at all this. Look at all this condensation coming out. It had no coolant in it. I put 3 gallons of coolant in her. Oh! Those hinges are real bad. Really bad. Let's shut her off real quick. All right, so here's what I found about the engine. I really need you guys' help because I just don't know. But take a look at the driver's side cylinder head on this motor. There are no bolt holes in that cylinder head for accessories. None. I've never seen that before. So I'm guessing this engine is some old school 350. It may not even be a 350. I don't know. Hell, maybe it is a 327. Maybe it's a 305. I just don't know. All I can tell is it's a small block Chevy. That much I'm sure of. And I thought, well, there's got to be bolt holes on this cylinder head, right? For the alternator and stuff, there's not. It's all attached to different places. The alternator's held on at the water pump. There's a bracket. And up here at the intake, and again, the water pump, there's a bracket. That's the only thing that holds the alternator on. There are no holes in either cylinder head for accessories. So I'm sitting here just like, oh, I'm sorry, Roxy, sweetheart. I didn't see you, baby. I didn't see you. Come here. I'm so sorry. You made me feel bad. I think I bumped her with the lights here. I'm sorry, honey. You're just coming in here trying to rest and I'm bothering you. Who am I to be making videos and working for a living? I'm sorry. Anyway, coming over here to this cylinder head. Look how tall these valve covers are, too. These are some insanely tall valve covers. I like these. I think these valve covers are very, very nice. The carburetor on here is an Edelbrock 1406. And it says Weber on the side of it, which I think is very interesting. It says Weber on the side of that. But it's an Edelbrock 1406 with electric choke. As I said, we got long tube headers. It seems like it's running okay right now, but generally it doesn't. You've got somebody's rigged up. I believe this is what is this, the kickdown cable right here? Or is that the throttle? That's the kickdown cable down below. The throttle is right here. So somebody has just wired that on there. Yeah, that's not good. We got some really questionable wiring going on over here. This is, we got wires that aren't hooked up to anything right here. Yeah, she's kind of a mess under here, guys. She really is. But she does run. The power steering works. The lights work sometimes. The lights do shut themselves off. If you turn them on and leave them on for like 30 or 45 seconds, they will just stop working. And then they'll randomly come back on a little bit later. She's leaning pretty hard to the passenger side, but the passenger side tires are also like almost completely flat on it. So if you guys can help me with this engine, I know there's supposed to be casting numbers on it on the driver's side, lower end of the block there. The problem I have is I can't get to them because of the stupid headers. The headers are on there, and I cannot see the casting numbers. So I'm just kind of at a place now where I don't really know what to do. I will show you the transmission fluid, and this has got me this has got me a little concerned. It looks to me, oh, we got wires not hooked up over here either to the electric choke. That's nice. Yeah, that's fine. This thing is a fire waiting to happen. But to me, well, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. You see there's rust on here, right? You see those little bubbles of rust? It almost makes me wonder if there is if there's water in this transmission. I don't know. At this point, full transparency, full disclosure, I don't know any more than you do right now. Right now, you guys know everything I know about this car. Does it run? Right now, it is. Yesterday, yesterday you couldn't have made it run. Like, we'll try it again. But yesterday, it absolutely would not stay running. You had to 2-foot it, and even then, she didn't want to run. Try it again. Just see what she does. Wow. Definitely idled up too high. But I mean, she's running. But I guarantee if you try to kick it down by tapping on the gas, she'll die. See? Just like that. Boom. Dead. Dead as a doornail. So we've got fuel issues for sure. From the fuel tank, fuel lines with no clamps on them, carburetor that I don't know if it's any good. We found a rebuild kit in the front seat. The problem is it was missing a few parts. There were other parts that were still in there, so somebody's been inside of this carburetor. I don't know if that's something we can trust. The good news is I think the other El Camino, the 85, I think it has the next generation of this Edelbrock, which is the AVS2. I believe it's also a 1406 or a 1409, and that should work on this engine. Let's check that out. All right, this carburetor looks just like that one. I hope it is, and it does say this is a, I can't read that, 1906. Wait, are those different? 1906? I don't remember what that one was. Anyway, what I'm thinking is it should be relatively easy if these are transferable. We should just be able to plop this one off. This looks like a fairly new carburetor. Fairly new carburetor. We should be able to pop this carburetor off, run it over here, God, Lord have mercy. I can't move right now because I got these cars all jammed in here. That was like a 1406 or a 1906. Yeah, they should work. They should work, I think. So we may swap that one over to this one just for now. I don't know if I want to dump this engine or not. And I also don't know if the transmission from this one will fit into this one. I've been looking for a car that I could use the powertrain out of this one in, because I believe the powertrain in this is phenomenal. And I haven't told you guys yet, so this is an exclusive. My plan is to pull the engine and transmission out. We'll probably take the front clip off of this car, the whole doghouse. Makes it easier just to get to the motor and transmission. We're going to probably pull the motor and trans as an assembly out of here. We'll take them apart. I'll put a tarp or something on the ground, some oil spill under it or something, and we'll separate the motor and transmission separate from the car, and then we're going to tear this engine down. I want to take this motor down. Oh great, my light died. I want to take this motor down to just figure out what's inside of it. I want to see what the pistons are. Hopefully we see that it's been bored over. I want to see the crank. I want to see the condition of basically everything. And then I want to put it back together with fresh gaskets, fresh seals, and then also put fresh seals, pan and filter onto the transmission as well. So when we do put this into something else, it'll be fully sealed. We'll know exactly what we've got. This one we're going to leave stock, and I was hoping we could take all of the components from the blue one and put them into this one. But because I don't know what this engine is, and this engine looks like it's something much older, it almost has me kind of thinking maybe I don't want to do that. I don't know. Comment below, tell me what you guys think. The other thing is, these two cars have TH200s. That has a TH200C, and that has a TH200. This, I believe, is a TH350. And I don't think the TH200 will mount upright underneath the car. I don't think it will. So you guys have to comment below and help me out on this project, because I really don't know. Right now, though, I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit, and let's see if we can get it to a point where we can take it on its first drive. All right, so I learned something while I was sitting on the porcelain throne. I was curious about these weird GM heads with no bolt holes, and I learned that that should mean those are at least 327 heads. And there's a possibility the whole engine is a 327. It's a little bit difficult to, I guess, identify a 327 from a 350, because the 350 is what came after the 327. What I do know is that on the crankshaft, I couldn't find a balancer. There's a pulley, all the belts are there, but I don't see any balancer, nor does it look like there was ever a place for a balancer on this engine. Without you guys, I cheated and... well, maybe I should. Golly, get out of my El Camino. We'll be back. All right. I think I got her. I forgot to pull the spring off the bottom, the return spring, but there is the old carburetor that we're going to temporarily just kind of sit up here. She honestly, I mean, obviously she's a little old, but here's what I found with this carburetor. Number one, the electric choke was turned so far this direction forward that the choke was stuck closed all the time. And I was like, oh, well, that's why it idles so high. The choke's got to come open when the car warms up. So I readjusted it, got the choke. As you can see, it springs open now. With the choke any way other than fully closed, car dies. Yeah, I checked for vacuum leaks, couldn't find any vacuum leaks at all. Everything looks like it was sealed up nice and tight, including this nice hidey one in the back here that can get away from you if you let it. It's got a plug in it, so nothing there. But it absolutely will not run unless the choke is completely closed. So something is going on with this. So we're pulling this off. We're going to throw the ABS2 on it. There's your intake right there. Good old Edelbrock. Looks like we had the option over here for EGR at some point, maybe, or maybe that was just for a heater. I doubt this was EGR. I highly doubt this was an EGR vehicle. But that may have been for a manual choke that had a riser, like a little heater, a spring that, as the engine would heat up, would push the choke open. That might possibly be what that is for. I wanted to get you a little closer in on the engine here. I'm really hoping somebody can comment and give me an idea of what this thing is. It's a lot of this has just been hacked together. I'm really disappointed in that, but we'll go ahead and slap the other one on. Look, there's not even a clamp on the fuel filter, like nothing. I'm gonna have to make sure I get clamps on all of this. We still have to address the brakes, but for now I want to make sure we can get it running, because if it doesn't run, we can't take it for a drive. All right, boys and girls, we have one AVS2 installed on the 74 El Camino with the 73 front end. At least I think that's what it is. That's what I've heard. Little Nick came out and helped out tonight, man. Nicholas came out and he cleared out this whole bed for me. I really appreciate that, boy. Now it's time for the first start. Oh, hopefully it runs a lot better. Oh, that's not right. That was way too high. Okay. Well, I know for a fact there ain't no vacuum leaks on this, because I just installed the whole damn thing myself. Unless the PCV valve is somehow sticking open or something, or let me make sure the, oh, you know what? There we go. I had to rig up the throttle with that baling wire that they, oopsie, with that baling wire they'd used, and I think it got stuck. Because it was fine on that car, so we shouldn't have to adjust anything on this one. There we go. There we go. Oh, she's still loading up bad though. Okay, well, it's a start. She is running better. The choke's probably still closed. Mostly it is. It's mostly closed. Let's just let her run for a little bit. Kind of get used to things. Hey, I'll tell you something. This is loading up exactly the way that one was loading up. Look at the, I don't know if you can see the smoke in here, but yeah, that one I think is running a little rich. It's running a lot rich, but she actually sounds pretty good. We got to put some air in these tires, and we got to see if hopefully the brakes are doing a little better. I didn't hook up the electric choke. Oh, the transmission, man. Well, it's moving. It is moving. She is moving. Okay. Oh, she is just there you go. Come on, old girl. Wow, man. That is way too rich. But that's all we got, man. Like, this is what we, good Lord. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna mess with it just a little bit more, guys. Put some air in the tires. We might be able to take it for a quick spin just the way it is. But yeah. Now we know it was loading up heavy on this car, and it's also loading up pretty heavy on this one as well. I wonder if someone's changed the jets or something on the carb. Dag nabbit. I might have to go buy a brand new carburetor just so we know that we've got one that hasn't been screwed with. All right, we're making progress. It's been a little longer than I expected it to be. It's taken a little longer for sure, because as I've been in here, I'm finding all kinds of other crap to deal with. But I wanted to give you guys kind of a close-up. Let me see if I can turn this on here. Of well, what would normally be the balancer, but as you can see, all I can see is you got a pulley that reduces in size to this snout on the crankshaft here. I don't see any balancer on it at all, unless I guess this is the balancer right here. It's teeny tiny. It's got 2 small holes and a big one in the middle, then 2 small ones and a big one in the middle. I guess that could be the balancer. I guess it is the balancer. Huh. I don't know, guys. You're gonna have to comment below and tell me. So I came real close to just taking it out for a ride. I figured surely the hose up on top of the fuel tank has to be held on there with a clamp, right? Had to be. And then I thought, you know what? We'd better just go ahead and check, because I sure would hate to catch this thing on fire on the first test drive. And take a look at what I found. Well, you probably can't see, but obviously the hose up here doesn't have a clamp, and I don't know if I can get this back here or not, or if you can even see it, but there's no clamp on that hose either. So I dropped the tank somewhat, and I'm gonna button up the clamp there, put the tank back on, and then we can attempt a test drive. All right, guys, I think I've buttoned her up. That gas tank was that was a bit of a bear, but we've got her secured. We've got clamps on all of the fuel lines. We aired up the air shocks a little bit. They fell some, but it's holding up fairly good. All the tires are aired up. I've got the electric choke hooked up. Nick's got the bed pretty much cleaned out, so I figure we'll just take it up the street real quick. You gotta pull it. There you go. Good enough. All right. Let's see what she does. Hey, the fuel gauge is maxed out. I'm gonna say it needs a sending unit too, because it was empty a minute ago, and then I put 5 gallons in it, and it sounds all right. I do know that the headlights will only work for a short period of time before they go out. Yeah, I feel her dragging again. Come on. And she locked up the rear brakes. Yeah, ooh. You go forward a little bit, and you go backward a little bit. Oh, man. Come on. Break loose, man. Man, it just locks up. All right, guys, first drive. So far, I know you can't see anything, but she ain't doing well. Now the transmission shifted. She's pulling in the back. Oh, you can't see nothing. This is a horrible first run. I can feel the rear brakes dragging. We're not gonna be able to take, whoa, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. We're not gonna be able to take her far. Besides, I know these headlights are about to shut off on us. They only work for a few minutes before they go out. At least it's moving though.
That did not sound good.
No, it doesn't sound very good, but at least it's moving, you know? It shifts. And the brakes do seem to stop it somewhat. God, I almost hate to pull it in the driveway because I know it ain't gonna want to back up. It's moving, I mean, and the brakes feel like they've gotten better going forward. I've got that idle turned way down. I'm surprised the headlights haven't gone out on us yet. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's the dimmer switch. Yeah, you can see them flickering. Come on. Let's see if it goes backwards now. It does. It goes backwards. I'll be damned. Okay. Okay. Looks like we freed up whatever was sticking back there. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's go for it. Oop. All right, here we go. It shifts. It does. It shifts. Okay, that noise is the speedometer. The speedometer is all kinds of tore up. It works, but the speedometer is making horrible, horrible noises. Oh, man. Okay. I'm gonna get it back to the house, guys. I know you guys can't see much, but you can see all that smoke coming out of the right rear brakes here. Maybe they were still frozen just a little bit. Well, that's all right. We'll check that out next time. Right now, though, it's late. It's middle of the night. Boy, look at all that smoke coming out of that right rear brake. Okay. Hey, next we got to be able to make it stop. Probably check on some of these light bulbs. You can hear her running, man. Like, she actually sounds pretty decent. She's running all right. And I think the best part is currently the headlights and everything are still working. So we're going to need a couple light bulbs, and we're going to need to check on the passenger side rear brake. Nick is going to go ahead and clean out the bed, spray it out with a water hose, and I'll probably pull it back in the shop, and we will come back in another video. We'll work on that brake. It felt like it didn't have any power. I'm guessing that's because that brake was still pretty binded up in there. So we'll come back. If you guys got any information on the engine or anything you saw underneath, trans pan, whatever, just, you know, give me a holler, comment down below, and let me know what you think. I'm tempted to send this to Mako, have them patch it up, paint it up, make it look decent again, you know, and then throw it back up for sale in an auction. I'm not sure if this is the one that I really want to get into and try to make into something, but I'm open to your comments below, so drop those comments and tell me what you guys think we should do with this car. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get out of here. It's probably past midnight. I don't know where my phone is, but it's late. It's an hour plus drive back to the house. It's been a long couple days. So I really hope you enjoy this content. I put a lot into it. Nick put a lot into it. Santa Claus, he does play Santa Claus. I've seen some pictures of him. Let me tell you, he's got his real beard and everything. Very, very convincing. Very convincing. You guys will see, I'm sure. Go check out Santa's workshop, man, because he has definitely been helping us a lot around here, and I really appreciate that man taking time out of his day to come and help us out. And if you do too, please go subscribe to Santa's Workshop, link down below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Auto Auction Rebuilds. In fact, we just hit 10,000 followers on TikTok, which means we're now eligible for monetization on TikTok as well. So follow me over there. Stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon in the next one.